So, summarizing this lecture, we saw that, or we discussed how policy gradient is sensitive to the policy update step size, which might be a problem. Actually, it might lead us to catastrophic collapse in performance. A big step at some direction might seem like a good idea, but in practice it will send us over a cliff. Then it might be very hard for us to recover from that point. When observing a policy and trying to evaluate a target policy by prime, the more similar the two policies, the behavior policy and the target policy are, right, and similar, we can measure similarity using KL divergence. The more similar they are, the more trust we have in the evaluation of the target policy. And we saw that before when we discussed important sampling. And this fact should limit the magnitude of change between successive policies such that we are guaranteed to see an improvement. That is, we're jumping to a policy or moving to a policy that we have some confidence that it's actually a better policy. And this can be achieved using natural gradients, as we discussed previously. Improvement, so the natural gradient of the TRPO algorithm for reinforcement learning guarantees improvements over time, but in order to guarantee these improvements theoretically, this would require us to have very conservative step size or estimations right in our trusted region over the maximal KL divergence over all of the states. And so practically we forsake these guarantees to get better performance in practice, right? Which might result in cases where the magenta line here is reducing in some cases locally, but if we would use the more conservative bound, it will not learn. I mean, it will take forever to learn. Okay, but it will be very stable. Okay, what's next? So next we're going to discuss another state-of-the-art reinforcement learning algorithm known as soft actor critique. With respect to home assignments, you should now be working on your A to C implementation, reinforced implementation, and deep Q learning implementation. Hopefully you finished it by now. Quizzes, you should have finished by now the deep Q learning quiz and the policy gradient quiz. And with respect to the project, please be on top of your literature survey, start writing it, and be sure to submit it on time. Thank you.